I'm just excited to show you guys what we've been working on and planning and stuff, because I've been planning this stuff for quite a while. It's just obviously I was waiting on an EWC announcement and some other news to figure out what we could actually run this year. I've been trying to figure out what to do to kind of support the scene the best we can, as the scene is likely going to keep on changing a lot over the next year or two. And my conclusion out of everyone I asked and things that I mentioned to people, my conclusion is that the most important thing is that we have tournaments for players to play. Like, we need to support the players. The players need a reason to play SC2. And we need to try and do things that keep the players playing SC2 and making the most of having maybe not as diverse of a map of a player pool as we've had in the past. And figuring out ways to still make the game and tournaments interesting while not taking away from their awesome kind of 1v1 competitive atmosphere and stuff. So, yeah, like I say, talk a bit about that later on when we do the announcement stuff. But we've put a lot of thought into it, so yeah. Alright. Command Center first to start us off. How about that to mix things up right off the bat? Got more casters in here than before. So Command Center first from Clem as we open up this for game one of the best of 5 just like that. We kick that off and we get that underway. There's the probe coming back over. Barracks coming in finally, and obviously the probe will finally scout that this is a CC first in the next few moments and be a bit like, oh, he's going to build a pylon across the map as well. Oh, herO. So he's going to go second gateway, or is he going to do something else against this CC first? Very interesting. Yo, Sock the Dev, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs to Morseleron, Tic Tac HS, One Out Live, Reedy Seth, and Ashen Loki 1990. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I super appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the stream, the content, the StarCraft too. Thank you. Okay, well this gets interesting, right? Clem goes CC first. herO's going to go proxy Stargate. CC first is not terrible against this. What I don't love about this for Clem is that one bag. I mean, he's going to go into factory as well, so it's 1 racks into factory. I don't know how terrible the fast expansion is from like defending against this right now. I feel like this should be fairly okay still. I guess we'll be finding out kind of soon. Is that going to show up? The bunker not ready yet, but he will have a full wall off with that bunker shortly. However, the Stargate obviously allows you to go past the bunker. And once you can go past the bunker and hit the main base, that might be where Clem is a little bit weak on units early in the game. The reactor building on the barracks, the factory still coming up currently. Tells us a little bit about where this one is headed to. Oracle still building up on that Stargate again. The barracks and a couple of SCVs coming through as well. Port Gate, Oracle, continuing to build. Next is on the way. Void Ray in production. Continue to bring that up and online for now. So just getting all of that rolling as the Oracle flies into the main base. SCVs will start to take some shots. We're going to start working our way through a bunch of those right off the bat. Some damage being done. For SCVs going down, like I say, Clem, not exactly ideal. Playing the CC first and kind of just getting caught off guard by this Stargate. I mean, the Oracle getting 5 kills is huge. Undoes a lot of the eco advantage of going into your command center first. Now, that said, this was also an aggressive Stargate as well. This wasn't just like an expand into Stargate. This was a Nexus after Stargate. So, it was pretty committed here by herO, and he's even committed to the point of building a Void Ray. As the Cyclone locks onto the Oracle, that means the Void Ray showing up needs, or has potential. Needs to be cautious, Clem, about how he deals with that right now. Seeming okay though, and as the second Cyclone pops out, the extra bit of DPS will go a long way. Obviously Void Ray is still scary for those Cyclones, so you're going to have to be pretty respectful of those. Something else just to keep in mind and keep our eyes on. Gates, the probes, the charge, all coming up. Just going to be seeing our Cyclone Marines and that starport coming up as well, so we continue to bring that through. Oracle moving about, the charge coming over, extra gates all coming online for the moment. Bring that straight through. Yeah, that Stimpak coming up from Clem. I'd say overall, though, hero's not really done much with that proxied Stargate, and so kind of sitting there now with a couple of units that are not going to be very useful, especially once you consider that Stim and other upgrades of the Terran player are coming in. So Clem is getting to be a lot more powerful here in these next few moments, definitely getting into a much improved game state for him, because now he's not really under any threat compared to what herO was trying to apply in the first place. There's a wall behind that bunker, so even as the bunker goes down, we actually have the secondary wall going to hold strong. The Void Rays will try and do their thing. Viking going to be able to hit from afar. Obviously, the Marines do not have their Stimpak yet. I mean, this is a must kind of breakthrough position here from herO. If he doesn't break through this right now, once Stim is done, this is just going to get so very bad for you. The Cyclones adding damage, the Marines are doing great. Calls down the depot, which actually heals it nowadays, remember? When you call down that supply, you get a full repair on the depot as well. I think this is a cozy hold for Clem. He's got a bunker in the back. He could put a couple of new Marines into. A Widowmine gets a shot off. Even micros the Widowmine back once it's fired to make sure it's not going to get targeted down. And Clem continues to make a defense here for Terrans to be proud of, because it is looking very good right now for our French Terran in this opening game of the quarterfinals in the upper bracket of the WardiTV Spring Championship. Viking going to look out the front. The few Zealots are going to be moving about. I can still overhead those few Zealots gathering up. +1/+1. A combat shield building. A few more Marines coming over as well. I think it's going to hit the Liberator, which is going to come back over. So just going to see that getting dragged across. The Viking going to be there. Phoenix getting pushed the other direction. Cyclones will be there too. Forge still coming up as our Nexus is also just about halfway done for the moment. Yeah, kind of a weird opening game. Kind of a weird opening game as we get settled down. The herO choosing to be aggressive. Clem opened with that CC first, which felt like maybe there was going to be some hope for Clem for the herO aggression as well. It didn't really turn out that way, unfortunately for herO. Liberator just going to get chased about. Stalker's going to be there. That Lib gets pushed away. Still got our upgrades going through. Concussive Shell's coming up as well. Stalkers and the Phoenix is going to get there again. Big couple of shots going about. Going to see our Marine stepping forward. Zealots going to get hit by that Widowmine. Nice split the last second from herO, but his army just is not good enough right now to truly take on an army of Clem. Fire just steps up, pylon goes down, Stargate still getting some shots on it. Let's just have ourselves, Stargate will fall, the wall gate will come through also. Maybe seeing another gateway going down as well currently, so we just knocked that down for the moment. Like I say, you're playing cleanup as Clem and herO supply block now as Clem walks across the map, and is there any hope for herO at this sort of a point? I don't really think so. I think this one is absolutely kind of beyond winnable for herO. I mean, we're going to run in with the Zealots here, and this maybe causes some chaos, but it means you've got nothing at home. So any damage you do right now, there's no way Clem's not going to find 2 times as much on the other side. And his army is really made for killing structures a whole lot faster and a whole lot quicker. So, yeah, I mean, the Zealot's breaking the Clem's natural, but Clem's taking down the third base. He's going to get to the natural very shortly as well. And we can just start knocking down gates. The thing is, because you can only really warp in gateway units, in terms of reinforcements and so on, yeah, because you can only really warp in gateway units, there's not really any way you build enough here to kind of have a substantial difference. At least not defensively, so then your only real choice is to go across the map, but I mean, all of these units kind of just suck. Like, you're just not going to win a larger fight with this, and herO knows it as well. GG gets called, and it is going to be a 1. On the top right-hand side, we are going to have our red Protoss player. It is going to be herO taking on the blue Terran. In the bottom left, we've got Clem. Clem needs 1-0 then in this best of 5. We get this set up, we get this underway, and we look to see what our plan will be. Not 0-0, guys. I was just not quite at the point of updating the score yet. The probe scout across to the other side of the map here initially. Was that bro just moving around then? Oh, a moment or two, just scouting about, seeing what's up, trying to cause a little bit of trouble in the early stages. I'm recalling the probe, just going to get that back home. It is worth recalling it at 50 energy to get the probe back home ASAP when it's trapped is absolutely worthwhile.
Game pause.
You're just going to need to pause for a moment or two. No worries. How's everyone doing in the chat as we have a moment or so? See you guys. Oh, that was fast. Alright, well, Hero's like, wait, what are you just going to ask Twitch chat how they're doing? Nope, not going to have that. We can scrap the hell out of that plan. Let's just resume. I will persevere no matter. He was like, we will not listen to what chat has to say, Wardy. Thank you and shut up and goodbye. Alright. Couple of moments there as we get back to it. Reaper is on the map, starting to try and pressure around, starting to try and find a little bit of value and opportunity in the early stages, trying to see what's going on. Reaper and the Hellion still coming about. Again, that Twilight Council coming in, the Gateway coming online, Warp Gates finishing up very shortly. And the Hellion's going to set that little grenade coming about. Going to be keeping that Adept and the Stalker at bay for a few moments. Again, just try and poke through. Obviously, if you can knock those units out of the way of the wall off, then you can do a lot from there. So, we'll see what happens. And a charge coming up as well. It's just going to get charge coming through. The couple of gates coming about. Gonna have a couple of Reapers and the Hellions again. So a lot of units early game from Clem, and they're just again going to try and trade out for a little bit here, so trying to find a little bit of value for the moment. Again, Banshee the tank, a few more Marines, all coming about here currently. Just have ourselves the setup continuing on both sides, and even Clem getting that Matrix. Obviously, he's building a Banshee, so that seems like maybe just a fake upgrade. Unless he actually does want to make a Raven here at some point, but like I say, that doesn't currently seem like it's going to be the case. As the Cyclone gets to pick off from the hallucination. Still researching Matrix though, with the Banshees in production. At what point do we think that this is actually just a mistake from Clem rather than like a fake out? I mean, he cancels it now, so it was just a fake out. So it just doesn't see the value in the cloak apparently. I would rather just kind of fully commit through to kind of straight up more units instead of investing into the cloak upgrade here for the early minutes. Zelds come through, the Stalkers are setting up, another couple of Zelds coming around the SCVs. will have to be pulled in to defend. I mean, the Banshee's showing up, both the Banshees, and that's a lot of damage output. And now the Reaper Hellion from the other side too, gonna kind of start to block the the getaway. A little bit of a wild circumstance here as we just have a few more Marines, the Cyclone tank, and the Banshees continue to come through. We have ourselves the Forge coming up as well. We have that Blink on into play as top of everything else. A couple more Banshee shots, and again, they will be good to clean up those Stalkers. And now Clem is pushing with a significant army supply lead, 35 to the 19. It's a very serious difference at the moment. Can herO find a defense against this? Because again, it feels like herO just lost a bunch of units, and they might have actually been necessary to defend back over on this side. Well, we'll see the tank in a great position as well. Going to have to be difficult for herO to get around the corner into position for that. Actually, the Mortal can hit it from the high ground, so that is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Thought it was going to be a lot more difficult to grab. Unfortunately, we've got bigger issues than just the siege tank here. Got rid of one more Stalker, and Clem, I feel like he's already done enough. When you look at the resources lost, it's very favorable to him. He's still reinforced with this group of units, and he's got upgrades behind it, engineering based on the extra barracks to get into their tech labs as well, so we begin to get that set up currently as well. The tank firing away, we'll have that Banshees firing up too, so a couple of those Stalkers continue to go down. Look at the micro, lifting those Stalkers back up. The Nexus now going to be taking some heavy damage, and I think that Nexus is just straight up going to fall, so the Nexus will drop, it will die. Third base goes down, the pylon and the battery going down as well. Banshee shooting, the Marines are going to be there, those few Stalkers push back the other way. A few more shots again as the Warp Gate takes a little bit more damage. Continue to come back and forth currently as we just see another siege tank coming up the sides for the moment, coming across there, trying to see what we can do. It's another tank stepping up at the moment, just going to get siege. The Zealots are going to charge forward. Stalkers coming about as well. The Zealots and the Stalkers are going to get rid of those siege tanks. These Marines are going to drop down too. Banshees will continue to whack away. A couple extra Stalkers coming up currently. Once again, Stim and 1-1. Continued build for the moment. Now, herO's going to try and push, but the numbers are not there for him to push, so he can poke about a little bit and see if there's some opportunity just to kind of get a little bit of damage or so, but I do not see this being a long-term success. Tank on the high ground, Stim just finished up, so the charge pods are going to become a lot less effective as the Marines gain a whole lot of counting power right there as well. It's very fair to say that this one really is just going worse and worse and worse here for herO, who probably doesn't break through with just Stalkers alone, so yep, that's looking disastrous as well. Clem looking to get to a 2-0 lead in this winner bracket, quarterfinals. Like I say, has struggled a little bit here and there against herO recently, but coming out confidently so far today as those Stalkers get hunted down. Wouldn't be so surprised to see herO GGing in that moment, because that already looked pretty dire for him. But he'll stay in it for a little longer. Thank you, by the way, Mr. Geg, not available for the 17-month resub on that Prime. Thank you for using your Prime on the stream. Super appreciate it. Helps out a whole bunch. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as the armor upgrade continues through. Missile turrets finishing up shortly as well. Got a couple of DTs going to wander into the natural currently as the tank and the Marauders will continue to fight. The DT continues to go after some SCVs at the same time now, and DTs continue to work their way through some other mineral lines. So damage being done across the board. They're trying to have this gold base, which, hey, you know what? If there's a way back into it, something like a gold base is the kind of thing that gives you some opportunity at least. He's going to come in. The Zealots get a pretty good charge onto the tanks. The DT mixed in there as well, not being dealt with quickly at all. It's not a bad fight for herO, and if the game was any closer, it might have been a good enough of a fight, but the reality is that Clem just has so much more. And even if this army of Clem got cleaned up, he probably has another army coming across the map that could then win the game on its own. We do finally scan for the Dark Templar, and we do have a... It's only Stalkers left over. There's no Zealots remaining right now, so pretty miserable experience for the Protoss, because every single one of your units taking hits currently is expensive, difficult to replace, not really meant to be a buffer unit, not meant to be taking the full brunt of the bio damage, as Clem takes the 2-0 lead in this best of 5, and Clem will go one map away from advancing to the winner bracket. Step of the way, a 2-0 lead can very quickly go the other way, so yeah, I think let's see how it goes, but I'm kind of feeling that herO can bounce back on from this one, just that little bit. Probing the Balance coming about, SCV and the depot coming up. We get that underway. We get it going on to Whispers of Gold. I also feel like this map's a little bit more of an aggressive kind of twang to it. To get it up and rolling. Seeing the gateway coming up, our refinery coming through. Continue to get that online for the moment. Yeah, seeing the refinery coming up. We get that all started. Just gonna have ourselves a cyber core coming in over on the edge. Let me drop the Nexus down versus the command center for now. In-depth chrono boost and Wolfgate coming about. Clem with that CC first opening for a second game now is definitely trying something a bit different. You don't see that very often. As the bunker comes through, the factory and a couple of orbitals are coming around, the marine in production. There's the adept negotiating down towards the bottom right side as well. It's just going to go try put on some of that pressure, get that underway. And Stalker and the Wolfgate both building out. A couple of SCVs coming through here from Clem as well. The Marine's going to hit the hallucination for a few moments. Get a few shots off right now. Hallucination flies overhead. Blink still building. Wolfgate coming up. A couple of barracks. A couple of the Marines coming over also. Just for now. Blink continues through for the moment as we just have Clem heading in toward the Cyclone, Engineering Bay, the barracks. Here really just getting caught being a bit too aggressive last game and unable to really do much, and then getting chased away with the Banshees and the tanks coming across. When you lost all those units, then obviously the follow-up attack and positioning becomes a pretty big deal as well, right? So oftentimes becomes a big factor, and definitely probably that was the case in that one. Stim +1 coming up. Again, +1 in the blink coming through from herO. Continue to bring that through for the moment as we just have the starport coming in as well. The Cyclone just gather up there. The reactor coming through on the factory. The starport going to lift off. Just going to move over to that reactor and obviously get the marine medevacs ready to support these marines as all the upgrades continuing through. Stimpack combat shield and the +1 coming up for the moment. Tank shot and a bunch of those marines in the bunker. Going to help to defend against and deflect those stalks for the moment. Marines load across, away we go. It's already journeying to the other side. Obviously, Clem looking for some damage. Here has pretty good map control, but not right around the edges. Like he's got a couple units to the front, a stalker off to the side, a pylon on the far left as well. Stalker gets there. The Marine goes down. The rest of the unit's still coming out to the left. Stalker's still getting punched about a little bit. +1 charge coming through too. Mortal gateways all coming online. The rest of that bio going over to the left here currently. This Marines is going to get through and they're just going to run straight into the natural. Only an immortal there, and even that derped out on those units for at least a little bit, so moments of awkwardness as the medevacs get to that top left corner. Kills a few probes. It's just that little bit of potential pressure, right? Having that medevac nearby is going to keep herO on edge. herO has to keep on respecting that, thinking about that. TC is going to float forward. The hallucination will go down. The shells and the armor upgrade still building up. The extra barracks coming through. Orbital command coming online. Widow Mine's building as we speak. Bio gathering. The concussive shells and the armor upgrade still coming through. Also, the few zealots are going to get there. They're going to go straight after that bunker, and that bunker gets picked away at. Again, concussive shells and that +1 armor still coming through. That probe there going to go down. The rest of the bio still coming across as well. It's just going to come straight over. Stalkers have to be careful. Obviously, this is where he really needs that Colossus to kick in, get that splash damage up, and really use that to defend. A lot of Widow Mine is going to try and zone those zealots and get rid of those very quickly. Colossus firing. The Widow Mine is blasting through a lot of those zealots, and well, the start of this fight was very good for Clem, but I do think the tail end of it's going to be much better for herO. He's got a bit of chasing power in that army. He's got a Colossus that can't really be touched still, and you can see the army HP of Clem is actually kind of low. And that's something which herO's going to capitalize on. Getting rid of a lot of these medevacs as well, so no healing really available, and herO in full chase mode. Clem will get to reinforcements on his bases. I don't know if herO can really go much further than this. He does have force fields available. Would you say it's worth using them right now? The problem is he uses them, but he doesn't really kind of play around them. He didn't like pull away and force those units to get split up. Instead, he just kind of attacked in, so even the units caught in the force fields were able to kind of continue that fight right there, so worked out rather well as the couple of sentries come up, Colossus and the Zealots coming through. Couple of shots fire coming over for the moment. I will keep fighting this. We'll keep on being in the front. Obviously, this is where herO wants to be. Up in the face of the Terran player with the two Colossus that don't really have a good answer to them on the map. Medivac's low on energy, so that's a constant issue as well. And Clem actually survive against this. herO's army still whacking away. A couple of mines though do get the Zealots. I mean, herO's very aggressively chasing these units down. The Ghost Star popping out for Clem are seemingly not making any difference at all. Third Colossus showing up, and yeah, Clem is not going to be able to ever push this army back. herO with the defense on the upper left comes across the map to the bottom right to win and to keep us alive. In the bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player here in this best of 5. And fighting back, taking a map onto his side, it is going to be herO. Hey, what's up, Artie? Thank you so much for the 13-month resub on the Prime. Love to see it. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dan, the man. More Dan than man based on the number of ends. Thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Fresh and new on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you for using your Prime. Guys, as always, we do take those Prime subs and we turn them into more StarCraft content. Appreciate the Primes. Thank you so very much. Scaffold, thank you so much for gifting some subs once again in the channel. Going for 3 more. Going out to Cynical Death. Sweet. HKJ, thank you for all your generosity today. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you're watching on the YouTube, we've got a lot of people on the YouTube. We have had a lot of people on YouTube in general lately. If you're enjoying on the YouTube, you're enjoying the streams, hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It allows us to, well, doesn't allow us to do anything, but allows you to find when we're live again in the future more easily. And catch up with all of our content on the YouTube channel. So hit that sub button and the like button if you're on the YouTube. Again, we'd really like to, like I say, make a reasonable push towards 50,000 YouTube subs. So want to try and help us out with that. Like I say, super appreciated to give it a check. Anyways, let's focus up on Clem herO. I've literally been sat here watching herO's base. Sorry, guys. Nothing happened. Probe scouting. It is going to be a factory already on the way up. And, yeah. Why is Mary not in form lately? Probably because there's been no big tournaments to play, and so he decided to actually take a break and rest up his shoulder and stuff instead of trying to participate in just small online tournaments, you know, if I had to guess. See how Mary does in the upcoming tournaments now that things are going to get a bit more serious again. Yo, Scaffler going above and beyond, gifting another sub out, this time to Vic Jura. Thank you so much for another gifted sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bit of mine burrows, couple of Marines going about, the hallucination still flying around as the SCVs continue to play the mining game for the moment, so got to continue through with that as we just have ourselves the Warp Gate coming up, the Stargate coming in. And that Stargate's still coming through, so we just get that coming online. Okay, we'll finish, and we have ourselves a few Marines going to drop off, going in, hitting that hallucination a little bit. Putting in a few Marines gathering up, and get ourselves settled for a little bit. Another gifted sub. Okay, it's just apparently it's gifted sub. Our Scaffold with another gifted sub to Jareth 100. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Feeling generous today, I see. Like I say, super appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping to make more StarCraft 2 happen. And these WardiTV events have good prize pools and all the rest. Phoenix will chase, Medevac will take some shots. There's a couple Phoenix will hit the Medevac. And the Medevac is going to take some pretty serious damage going down here. It's a good shutdown from herO in these early stages, and Clem going to end up losing out on a lot. At the end of that, the few Stalkers, the Phoenix gathering up, the Marines in the tank will settle down also. Nexus and the Robo still coming up. Forge as well being added on. Another gifted sub, this time to Lars Ral 93. Thank you so much again. Appreciate it. Do I need to just record a voice line to say thank you, Scaffold? Because I keep coming back to it every 30 seconds right now. Thank you, thank you. Alright. First one in the stim pack coming through here on the side of Clem. We have our barracks coming around. The Raven coming down the right side. Obviously some opportunity to drop some order turrets in toward the mineral lines. Maybe try and get something done here in that regard. Phoenix all gathering together as well. We have our Marines joining up. A couple of Phoenix will be there, pushing back a little bit. Viking plus the Marines together will actually go and again poke away at those Phoenix. We see the Phoenix still lingering around. Stimpack Combat Shield M+1, very much so, all on the way up currently. Raven is going to go down, so that's going to be the end of that. All the turrets are going to be done from here on out, and that just gives you less to deal with as herO, so that's obviously always a good thing. And Raven not coming in through and killing a few probes every now and again is only going to improve your game from here on out, so that will put you into an even better spot as the Colossus and other upgrades continue through, including that charge on the way. Again, the +1 in the combat shield coming up as well. It's going to get a few more of the SCVs right away as well, so again, a few more shots with those Phoenix, finding some value. Just playing around the edges after that initial shutdown has been pretty decent so far. Not sure we need the double observer here, but Clem's not going to notice. He does not scan it. There's a few units ahead. The Phoenix is going to come straight around the back and start intercepting. And the SCVs are going to get pulled, as Clem says, cool, 2-base commitment is a go-go. He went up to the 5 rack, so this is not overly surprising. As, okay, he just scans the army and he says, never mind. Oh my god. Clem absolutely just convinced himself that that was not going to work out. And herO over the top right, our red Terran player here from Team Liquid is Clem. Taking on, in the bottom left, the blue Protoss player herO, bringing it back and giving us a good old series right now. Again, getting the assimilator still coming over, racks in the refinery coming over. Of SCVs building through for the moment on that command center, so we get that up and running. Double gas from Clem. Obviously, he's mixed up a lot. Double gas after playing a lot of CC first earlier. Probe plays the nibbling game. SCVs will take some shots. Well, it's coming down here and there. And just see how Probe getting a nibble on that depot as well. So some work being done. And SCV just going to nibble away at that probe, so some work being done once more here, so we get some damage dealt. The factory coming up, the Adept in the Nexus coming along, and the Reaper just going to get there to kill off that probie in the corner. So the probe in the corner will go down, and Nexus and the Assimilator coming through. Target coming about, the Nexus coming online. Can bring that over for the moment. Okay, we're moving around again. A couple of Reapers and the Hellion coming about for now. Just going to have ourselves the Hellion setting up. Reapers on the way. Adept just going to chase again. The Reaper getting pushed back for the moment. Oracle and the Warp Gate continue to produce. And a couple of probes are coming about and online as well. Hellion stepping over. Can Clem succeed with a little bit of a push right now? Heading straight across this map. Maybe having that group of units be pretty involved very shortly. Just going to jump straight up here. We actually see that Adept taking a lot of damage, but the Oracle will be nearby, so the Oracle can come back to deal with this. A couple of probes dropping, and we do have ourselves the main gateway coming through. The Warp Gate coming online. Twilight Council still coming up as well. Evac Cyclone and a couple of Marines continue through. Altogether, that Oracle, not going to do too much, obviously. At least it helps defend against the Reaper Hellion force. That early investment of units from Clem does not necessarily go as far as maybe you would have liked to have gotten out of it. Maybe would have liked to have some extra mileage, considering the way things were setting up. Is the couple Stalkers and the Adept just going to be there, ping that Hellion back the other way. And Stalker continuing through, Blink coming online. And yeah, another Stalker going to start warping in right now as well, so we just get that all brought up into play for the moment, and a army of Clem pulling back toward the upper right side. Batteries. Forge coming out, a couple probes going through, that Blink still very much so coming online as well, as you see the Hellion from the stasis going to be fading away. Couple of shots going through, the tank pulls back and the SCVs will be there to give it a bit more love. So Clem on a full-on push right now, as the Oracle is just going to be picking apart at the natural, which is basically SCV-less currently. Clem needs to succeed with this. He does not have a lot of workers in this game. This is very much so setting up for Clem with a need to kind of push and succeed right here and now. And obviously he's got a lot of power to do it with. First tank siege and Liberator getting siege as well to help zone at the front. Having to find that Liberator range ain't pretty because the tanks are backing it up as well, so a lot of damage being done right off the bat already. as well. Just going to be seeing the few Marines and the Viking turn back the other way. More pros pulling in. There's a lot of workers going down. As obviously you just got to pull the workers. SCV's obviously falling from Clem because he pulled some across the map. He's doubling the army supply of herO right now. herO still is mining off the third base at least, so it's keeping him alive and kicking for the moment. Trying to build a Void Ray. Charge on the way, 4 extra gateways. Can he actually survive long enough to make this a reasonable and playable situation? The Nexus coming back through. More tanks just sieging up. The Stalkers get turned away. The Void Ray very nearly going down. Still got the charge coming up out. The gateways coming up as well. Stalker's warping once again. Void Ray in the charge. Continuing through. Yeah, that Stalker still poking and prodding in a blink upwards. Siege tank will go down. So you can see that tank falling already. Again, charge. Zealots. Void Ray continuing to come up for the moment. As we see, herO definitely kind of carving his way through this army. I mean, Clem getting a lot of those units corner stasis is expensive, but these tanks and Liberator aren't working. However, the Void Ray is showing up, and there's not really a lot to really stop this from here, right? I mean, yeah, I guess the extra Marines show back up, and then the Void Ray goes down, but now Charge Lots start to do their thing, and that might actually just be good enough as well. The Elves keep charging through. The Medevac has to lift up and retreat, and Clem is not in a position to play a longer game, guys. He is in trouble of being reverse swept in this opening round by herO, as he's now only got equal army supply, but he's down 20 workers. Yes, he killed the natural, but that just doesn't matter because herO already has a 2-base economy set up because the third base is still alive. Clem has to say GG. His aggression is halted, and herO gets the full reverse sweep here in the playoffs. Opening round for these two. herO will move through to the winners match. Clem falls to the elimination.